Hi everyone! With today's card make, I am sending lots of love and healing thoughts to the island of Maui and to the people of Maui. We all are aware of the horrific events unfolded in there just not that long ago. And I feel, not to spark conspiracies, but those people have been massively let down by authorities and by the people who should have been taking care of them. So I really think they need every help that they can get from us in these horrible times. The loss that they have experienced is just unimaginable to most of us. And I feel that it's important that every day we send a little bit of a love and a little bit of a healing thought to make sure then the land of Maui can come back as strong as it's always supposed to be. I've never lived in Maui and I don't know people from Hawaii either, but I always wanted to live in Hawaii, and I don't know why I feel this strong calling and this strong connection that I have to the land, and I really thought that it was just fitting that I make a beautiful card which I will be able to display here in my craft space, and just to remind myself how lucky, truly lucky we are. Okay, so if you would like to see how I made this gorgeous card, just stay with me because I'm going to show you just that. As for the stencil, I will be using one I created myself from 170 GSM cardstock on my Silhouette die cutting machine. I've cut out a heart shape and the shape of the island of Maui within that heart. The ink blending I will be doing on this watercolor cardstock from Creative Craft Products, which I got on Craft Stash, and it's gorgeous. It's so lovely and smooth and true white. I will be using my distress subsidings. For the land, it will be cracked pistachio and mowed lawn, and for the water in the heart shape around it, representing the ocean, will be salvage patina, mermaid lagoon, and cracked pistachio. However, broken china is the one that I will have to swap my mermaid lagoon out to because it's just quite right in. I did have an idea, that's why I pulled out broken china too. I think I need to get a inker for that one. It's well used. I am just in love with Phil Martin's Papercraft Society box. I think it is just fab. To me, it was just natural that I reached for this box to create my gorgeous tropical flowers for this card. So I used watercolor pencils to color in the lilies, the hibiscuses, foliage, and butterflies. I'll not be using all these embellishments for this card, but I will come back with another project. So for the lilies, I used all different shades of purples and blues. For the hibiscuses, all different shades of yellows, oranges, pinks, and reds. All different greens for the foliage, obviously. And as for the butterflies, I just went out with every single color that I had pulled out previously to color in my flowers with. I do not have any spray adhesive for stencils or a pixie spray in my stash, so I will be using this temporary adhesive tape roller, which I buy in the range, and I've used these a lot of times before and they always worked fine. However, you will see later on in this video that it might just not be the best solution for ink blended areas. I will show you what happens and how I fix the little mistake I make. First of all, I'm going to be ink blending the green areas, the land itself. So I'm applying this adhesive all around the cutout on this heart, and I'm spacing this. I'm kind of putting it in the middle. At this point, I wasn't sure what size of the card I will be making, so I thought it was safest to put that in the middle. And I'm going to be doing some ink blending. First, I'm going to be using my lighter color, which is the cracked pistachio, and then I will be coming in with a little bit of a mowed lawn just to add to some areas. When I'm happy with the ink blending, I remove that stencil very carefully, and I'm going to make sure that this bit is fully dry. I'm going to use my heat tool on high setting on both sides of the cardstock. I don't want this bit to be wet. Once I apply adhesive to this with the stencil, I don't want it to rip it. If it was wet, I would just destroy it right away. However, even though I made sure that it is fully dry, this is still not the best solution. I do remove a little bit of an adhesive with my fingers there. It's still not the best solution. You'll see in a minute why. But first, we are going to add the adhesive all around this heart cutout, and I'm going to center this so the island is sitting in the middle of my heart-shaped ocean. And I'm going to come in with my blue distress oxidings. First of all, the salvage patina. I'm coming in with a light layer first of all. I find it's easiest or best to come in with a light layer and then add more, rather than having there too much and then not being able to remove it. My next color would be the Mermaid Lagoon, but as I mentioned before, it is quite a bit dried and I need to get a reinker for that, so I swapped it for Broken China, which is still a beautiful color. Now, first of all, I thought maybe I added it too patchy in there, but once I add my turquoise color, the peacock feathers, I actually end up loving how it looks. It kind of represents me that ocean, the look of the ocean. When I close my eyes and I imagine all around these Hawaiian islands, it's just gorgeous, and there's all different depths to it, and there's dark patches and light patches in it, and I think I actually quite brought to life what I had imagined with this card. So this is where I come in with the peacock feathers, and I went with these turquoisey rather than blue shades, because this to me is what tropical Hawaiian sea would look like. So you could see me removing that stencil in there from the middle of the heart of the island, and a little bit of a tip stayed behind. I try my adhesive remover here and it removes some of the color. You will see me come back and try to ink blend over it, but it just, I didn't like it. There's a bit of a texture to it that I didn't like then. So what I ended up doing, I had another piece of that cut out and I ink blended with my greens over that. So again with the cracked pistachio and then the Maudlin. And I also managed to dip it into the peacock feathers there a bit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't add or take away anything from this island. It still looks lovely. So what I will end up doing is gluing this island on top of the ink blended island within the heart that I already made. So a quick clean up on my mat here. It's time to cut our cardstock to size, and I will end up cutting this bit to 6.5 by 6.5 square. And then it is time to add our decorations. Well, do a trial run first. I always do that. I think this takes the longest to trying to decide what goes where. So I think I'm going to cut this short a bit because this took forever, and then I'll come back. My top tip is, if you get an arrangement you love, take a photo of it. This way you will be able to see what goes back where, because it can be just a nightmare and oh, I forgot, I don't know where I had this one and that one. This way I have no excuses. The pink cardstock measures 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, and I'm using my cola glue to attach this card piece in there, and just a piece of a scrap paper, just I don't want to ink smudge in there. And now it is just down to putting those flowers back. For some of those I will be using my quick grab glue, some of them I will be adding on foam pads, and I will be back once this is done. Just enjoy the music until then. using some heavyweight white cardstock, I created my card base, which measures 7 by 7 inches, and using my glue, I'm going to add my panel on top of that card, and I'm just going to leave this as a simple side folding card. So just don't want my inky fingers to leave any fingerprints. I was using a piece of scrap paper there just to push it down. For the sentiment, I printed out sending lots of healing thoughts, and I used like tealish turquoise-ish colors for that. And in here I'm adding peacock feathers to a piece of green cardstock, which I will layer my sentiment upon. And using my trimmer, or guillotine even, I am going to just cut a very thin border around my sentiment. This way it will match the colors on my card perfectly. I will glue this on the card a little bit later, but first there's another set of embellishments I would like to add to this first. So I'm pulling out all different flat back pearls that I have in my stash, and I think these are all from an eBay seller which I've had for such a long time now. I'm trying if the pink would work, but I didn't really like it. I love these iridescent white ones, not so much that blue. So I thought I'm just going to be use the white ones. First, I'm trying to add this to the corners here and there, but then I changed my mind about that, and I will be adding lots and lots of these all around that floral arrangement. So they will be sitting in the ocean, all around the flowers, and I just absolutely love how they turn out. It looks almost like little pearly bubbles in there. So I go ahead and I will glue all these lovely iridescent white pearls in all different sizes, from largest to the smallest, all around this floral arrangement, and then I will come back and show you the end result. Here is my finished card with a little close-up video highlighting all the lovely details, the dimensional floral arrangement, and all the tiny shiny pearls scattered all over those flowers. I think it turned out just beautifully. The pearls have this lovely holographic kind of all different colors playing through them, which the video unfortunately doesn't pick up as it is in real life. Trust me, it's gorgeous. I really love tropical flowers, tropical colors, and this card will sit close to my heart for a long time yet to come. So just a quick reminder for everyone to not to forget to say gratitude for things and people we have in our lives, and just to send out healing thoughts and healing love to the world sometimes can be much more beneficial than we might think. So on that note, I'm going to ask you, if you like this card, comment below in the comment section for me. And if you liked today's tutorial, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. I will be back very soon with another lovely tutorial. And until the next time, bye!